Senate Bill 477. Looks like Senator Overcash is going to speak to this, and the gentleman be recognized to speak to the bill, and then we'll move to the amendment.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is a bill recommended by the North Carolina Bar Association, worked appropriately through their committees, and it's an update to the Business Corporation Act related to business disclosures. It does a number of things, but I'll point out three of the more significant ones. Number one, it allows non-public corporations, we're not dealing with publicly traded companies, unless prohibited by their articles of incorporation, to take action by written consent of the shareholders if a sufficient number of those shareholders, had they been present and voting, have signed off on that written consent. It also allows franchisors to meet their disclosure requirements under this act if they have met their Federal Trade Commission disclosure requirements, which are substantially similar and in some cases identical to that. There was also an amendment as it was working through on the Senate side that allows shareholders to inspect the records of subsidiaries of corporations, and it defines subsidiaries, so it shines some additional sunlight on that. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I'll stand for any questions.
Members, is there any discussion or debate on the bill before we move to the amendment? Seeing none, Representative Stevens is recognized to send forth the amendment ATG 87 version 2. The lady's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And what this amendment does goes to debt collection. When the debt has been charged off and then bought up by another creditor, the amendment would require the debt purchaser to just attach an accounting of the amount owed, including the amount of the principal, the amount of any interest, fees, and charges, and whether the charges were imposed by the original creditor, a debt collector, or a subsequent consumer. It's a minor change to North Carolina law, but brings us in line with California and New York.
Is there discussion or debate on the amendment? That last part kind of left us wondering, but anyway. Perhaps there are some other states as well that do that. Seeing no discussion on the amendment, Representative Stevens moves for a favorable, for adoption of the amendment. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes have it. The amendment's adopted. Back on the bill. Members, is there any discussion or debate on the bill as amended? Seeing none, Representative Stevens moves for a favorable report to Senate Bill 477 as amended, rolled into a new PCS, unfavorable to the original bill. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes have it. The bill receives a favorable report. Thank you, sir.